Hi, I'm Dr. Richa Mittal, and it is my pleasure to be here today to show you a demonstration on how to amplify your food and to give you some tips on how to create a healthy meal on the go that will be flavorful, satisfying, and won't take too much effort. So before we get started, I wanted to ask you a question. How often is it that you might consider making a meal, but then it ends up being kind of a daunting task and then you decided to order out? I know that's happened to me. Well, I want to help you figure out a way to have some things on hand to be able to create a meal really easily in a bowl concept. So that's what we're going to do today. And while we're doing that, I also want to give you some tips on how to create a healthy and more plant-forward diet. And the reason why we talk about a plant-forward diet is being covered extensively by other physicians who are presenting in this conference. Be sure to tune into their talks. So when we eat a plant-forward diet, we're able to get more antioxidants and phytonutrients, as well as fiber that can help with gut health, as well as managing a healthy weight, and other medical issues like type 2 diabetes and heart disease can be improved with a plant-forward diet that's rich in fiber. I also want to give you some pointers on how to get more healthy carbohydrates, as well as proteins and fats that you may not have considered. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to move this camera down so you're able to see what I'm doing here. So here I have for you two different versions of a bowl. We're going to do a Mexican bowl as well as a Mediterranean bowl. And I'm going to show you step by step the different things that I have prepped here. And I'm going to give you a little secret. A lot of these things I purchased at the store already prepared because I'm all about life hacks. And that's one that I think is really important, especially when you're trying to eat more fruits and vegetables, is if you can get pre-cut options. That is very helpful as a time saver, and it's also just less of a barrier to making that choice because there's no prep involved. So I want to go through the ingredients with you and then we're going to get started. So here I have a mix that was pre-cut of spinach and greens. I also have here carrots that are already shredded. And I'm just going to show you the packaging on that. So they're already prepared and easy to purchase and have on your grocery list for the week. I did cut up 2 Persian cucumbers here. Those are the little mini cubes. And I have here shredded cabbage for you. That was also pre-prepped to make my life easier. And I have sweet peppers here. This is 3 sweet peppers that have just been rinsed and sliced, and I'll show you that I buy these little sweet mini peppers. These are great to have on hand. And then here for you in the bowls, I have Farro, which is a ancient whole grain, and it's a whole wheat product. So whenever you're choosing your carbohydrate to layer in your bowl, you want to do something that has fiber. So additional options in addition to farro are quinoa, which I have here, and I just simply cooked it using the package instructions with vegetable broth. I did the farro just in water. And other options for the base of your bowl could be sweet potatoes, it could be whole wheat pasta, chickpea pasta. You can also do zucchini noodles or butternut squash noodles. Really, any of those options are fine. You're choosing the carbohydrates that have more fiber rather than the simple starches. I also have here for you black olives that we're going to use in our Mediterranean bowl. I have black beans, which we're going to use in our Mexican bowl. And some information about black beans. They're very high in fiber, protein, and antioxidants. And I actually often, every week, make a batch, not a bowl, of black beans. And I'm able to just put it into my Instapot. You can also flavor them if you want, but if you're on the go and in a rush, you could just simply add water, salt, and hit bean chili mode, and that will prepare for you. Black beans only require maybe 2 or 3 hours of soaking, pre-cooking. I also have for you here chickpeas. So chickpeas are a great protein, again, high in fiber. And I recently discovered this brand that I wanted to share with you. It's called Jovial, and it's pressure cooked and it's in a glass jar. I like to avoid cans if possible due to the BPA and endocrine disruptor effects of BPA. But if you don't have this available in your store, your options are you could get a canned version, or you can also, again, make your own in the Instapot, really easy. Just add water, salt, and again, be in chili mode and walk away and you'll have chickpeas. I do recommend you soak your chickpeas overnight. We're also gonna have some salsa. This is just a red style salsa that I got from a glass jar at the grocery store. I did cut up some Pico De Gallo as well, which we're gonna use in our Mexican bowl. If you don't have time to cut up your own, you can always purchase Pico De Gallo in the store and have it ready. I wanted to share this dressing with you, Green Goddess, Tessie Mae's. Whenever you're looking for a salad dressing, if you want to get one that's ready-made, try to find one where you can see that there's been no sugar added on the ingredients. And I like to just do a quick scan of the ingredients, and the main things you want in there are oil, vinegar, and spices. And if possible, it's best to try to get the refrigerated ones because those tend to have less of the fillers. And you can always just use any type of extra virgin olive oil and vinegar of your choice. So last but not least, I have some herbs that I wanted to share with you. And I find that, and we'll see that today as we build the bowl, that you're gonna have a lot of the same things in the bowl, but what's gonna differentiate for you is the flavors. So here I wanted to share with you some herbs that I keep on hand. So this is dill, fresh dill, and this is what they look like before you cut them. All right, and I just simply rinse them and chop that up. And then I also have cilantro here, which you're welcome to use as a garnish, or it's already combined into my Pico de Gallo. So let's go ahead and get started. So we have two different bowls here. Again, we have Mexican inspired and we have Mediterranean inspired. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some of my greens here. So we're getting those just loaded onto the bowl. All right. Now for the beans with Mexican, I'm going with black beans. So we're just gonna load that on here. So what I find is helpful is if you have a batch of your whole grains already cooked and stuck in the fridge for the week or for the next few days, and then you have a batch of Instapot black beans or canned beans that you have on hand, and or chickpeas, which we're gonna be adding to our Mediterranean bowl. You already have the foundation of how you're trying to build your plate, right? So when we're building our plate, I'm just gonna add a few more black beans here. You want to be able to get all the different components that you're trying to get into your meal, right? So we want our fiber, our carbohydrate with fiber, we want our vegetables, we want some good healthy fats, and we wanna have some protein. So far we have most of that covered. We don't have our fat covered here quite yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some carrots, and I'm just gonna use my hands because this is for myself and my family. And see how that looks really nice, just kind of layered there. And don't worry, these bowls will taste different because they have different flavor profiles that we're gonna develop in a moment. So here's my cucumbers. You could also cut up tomatoes and put that on here. I had tomatoes inside my Pico de Gallo, so we're not going to do that today. All right. And again, when you buy these things, if you're busy and have long days at work, perhaps you just pick a day or a time and you just cut up all your veggies, put them in the fridge, and then you can just grab them. They're already washed and prepped, and you could easily build your bowl super fast. So here we have some shredded red cabbage. All right. Aren't those looking pretty? Then we're gonna add some sweet peppers. Whoops, I just lost one there. All right. So now we're going to customize these, right? And I also meant to put avocado in my Mexican bowl, but I have forgotten it over there and it's not prepped yet. So let me grab that for you and I'll show you how I quickly prep that. And I'm sorry, that should have been done before I did this demo. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and slice it in half. I use a chef knife or a Santoku knife to do that. Look at that, perfect avocado. We're gonna leave this portion here. And I just simply cut little, be careful when you're doing this step because you don't want the sliced avocado to turn into a emergency room trip here. And then we have our spoon here and you simply just carve it out. All right, so now we have our healthy fats. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some of that on here. This is my Mexican bowl. If you wanna add that to your Mediterranean bowl, go right ahead. Other options for how you can add healthy fats is you could add pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds. Another popular one in my home is walnuts or pecans. Let's just go ahead and add some of that to the Mediterranean bowl. That will be yummy. We're also going to be adding the dressing to that, so that will add a nice flavor. All right, so we have our avocado, which is our healthy fat. And now we're going to add the Pico De Gallo to our Mexican one. Let's finish out the Mexican bowl and then we'll look at what they look like. So this is a Pico De Gallo that I just chopped up myself, but you're welcome to get some that's store-bought. It has red onion, tomato, jalapeno, and cilantro. You could also add some lime if you'd like. All right, and then here is our salsa. So I'm gonna add this for you, and then I'm gonna show you how beautiful this looks. And it's super filling, super satisfying, and very tasty. So here's your Mexican style bowl. All right. And then let's finish out the Mediterranean. So for the Mediterranean, like I mentioned, I have the chopped dill. So I'm gonna just sprinkle that on. You could also make a dressing with that if you prefer. You could, one that I make often is a lemon, extra virgin olive oil, vinegar of your choice. I have apple cider vinegar in my pantry right now, so that's what I used most recently. A few cloves of garlic and salt, pepper, and this fresh dill. And it's a really yummy kind of Lebanese style dressing. So today I'm using this green goddess. So we're gonna just mix that up. And like I said, this one is in the refrigerator. Oh, I'm not seeing a lot of herbs in there. I'm just gonna give that another shake. All right. And then last but not least, I like black olives, so I'm going to add those. Those are optional. If you don't prefer, then leave them off. And let me show you what the Mediterranean bowl looks like. Let's get a good look of that. So again, we had simple ingredients that were pretty common between the two. And then we have here both of our bowls. Pretty easy to put together, would you say? Let me just move this back up. So I hope you found this helpful as far as getting ideas on things that you can have on hand to create some beautiful, healthy, and flavorful meals for yourself and for your family. To get more information about life hacks, wellness tips, as well as food hacks and food inspiration, you can follow me at www.radianthealthdallas.com. And if you go there and sign up for my newsletter, you get a free download of a Mediterranean grocery guide. And you will also get my monthly newsletter with health and wellness tips and weekly recipe inspiration. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook at Richa Mittal MD. And I also have a YouTube channel that I'm adding more and more content to every day. So I really hope you found this helpful. I would like to thank the organizers for putting this together with other like-minded physicians who value food as medicine and lifestyle as medicine. And I wish you health in the rest of the year. Thank you.